this computer. Hello, recording. Hello, YouTube. Hello to my 50 Zoomers. Hello to the people in the room. Can everyone hear me just fine? Just give me a thumbs up in the room. Zoom, good. Chat, good. Let's get started. So things are a little different. There are 50 people on Zoom, and I'm in my room. Nate's in his room. We're doing a hybrid meeting in a largely abundance of caution, just with an increase in case numbers. So we're gonna do. I was negative yesterday, but we're just out of absolute caution. We're just doing that to be safe. So this is week 01, our tutorial meeting. What this is going to be, it's going to be a combination of last week's meeting, 2 meetings. So last week's 2 meetings, for those people who weren't there, were the info session, which is what is SigPwny, what are the opportunities that we have, and then how to kind of get set up into a environment. So we're going to cover a little bit of those 2 things, and then we're going to move on to kind of the next steps of what we're going to be doing. So let's get started. So first of all, meeting flag. So every single week we're going to have meetings, and we're going to have flags for those meetings. And the flags for those meetings are going to be, hold on, you guys can see the share, right?
Yeah.
Can you see just Chrome?
Just this slide.
Cool. So every single week we're going to have the meeting flag, and how you submit that is you want to go to ctf.sigpwny.com. So you know what? I'll show everyone how to do that. So I want everyone to go to ctf.sigpwny.com, and then I want you to create an account. So you can go to register, but I'm going to log in. So make sure you're logged in.
Okay.
And then sign in. And we've got the fall 2021 tutorial meeting, and we're going to go here. It's the first meeting of the semester, and the meeting flag is this. And we can now understand, we can see this in on YouTube. So this is technically semi-public, so you can submit this later. But ultimately, we're holding you to the honor system of, hey, if you're submitting this meeting flag, you've either been here to the Zoom meeting or you have watched the YouTube video. Arsam, it is not supposed to be muted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know how that.
Okay, cool. Arsam, I would check your mic or your audio output. All right, so we're gonna go. This is not going to be a normal. This is not going to be a normal meeting. Normal meetings are 15 minutes of content, 15 minutes of like talking, and 45 minutes of doing. Yeah, university. Nate, can you help field questions in chat? And
Yep,
just
absolutely.
echo them if they are like important.
Yeah, we'll do. Do you mind if I take a moment to just talk about that for a sec?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so hey everyone, we're trying to, it's a little bit tricky with this virtual setup, but we want to make this learning as accessible to you as possible. And so what I'd love for you all to do is at any moment, just feel free to throw out questions. I'll be fielding them in chat. We'll talk to Thomas if needed. We may be installing some stuff today, so I'll be happy to pull you guys into a breakout room and we'll give you the hands-on help that you require. Just feel free at any time to submit a question in the chat. And for everybody in person, we have very talented helpers. I know we have Anusha, Hasnain, Anakin in there, and I think some others. So if you all
Faisal should be there too. Is
hands,
Faisal there?
Yep.
they'll be able to help.
Hi, Faisal.
At any time, just interrupt, ask a question in chat. I'd love to help you guys. Okay, thank you.
The YouTube link is not up yet, but it will be up on. So everyone has had time to get their meeting flag in. Let's paste that into chat. There it is, just because I'm going to move on. So now we've got, what is SigPwny? Why were we yelling at you at Quad Day? Why did we hack Purdue at ACM Open House? So SigPwny, real quick, is broken up. Let's talk about the etymology of the word. SIG stands for Special Interest Group, and that is a subgroup of ACM, which again is the Association for Computing Machinery. Then pwn is a popular security term. So we are the special interest group for pwning, which is like hacking, basically. It's kind of similar to own, except pwn. And then E is really so that we can have the cool robot unicorn logo. So, you know. So what actually is SigPwny? SigPwny is the computer security club at University of Illinois. We are the largest subgroup of ACM at UIUC. That's our logo. We just kind of went through a little rebranding this summer. It's really, really cool. SigPwny is run by undergraduates, but it is open to everyone. It's run by undergraduates, not by force. It's just currently run mostly by undergraduates. That may change as time goes on. So for the time being, it's run by mostly undergrad. So new thing we're doing this week or this year is that we're going to do 2 meetings a week. So in the past, we just had traditional Thursday meetings, which was 15 minutes of talking, 45 minutes of doing things. That is not going to change this year. We're still going to have traditional Thursday meetings with the 15 minutes of talking and 45 minutes of doing. But the new thing that we've got is the SigPwny seminar. That is going to be on Saturday or Sunday. We've now settled on Sunday at 2 p.m. So Sunday at 2 p.m. It might be in Zoom. It might be in person. That's going to be very much up to the person hosting it. So we'll announce that usually 24 hours in advance, but it will have varying levels of activity. So that'll be usually around an hour of talking, and it'll be as many hours as you want of doing or hanging out or discussing. So these will go arbitrarily long, but usually a lot longer than the 15 minutes of talking. Oh, it worked. Can you hear it?
Nope.
Oh no. Who are you? So that's a famous old DVD about kazoos. So it's a famous meme too. So who are we and what do we do this summer? We're going to go through this super quick. We're going to cut out a lot of the time just because we've got a lot to cover this meeting. I'm Thomas. I'm the current president. And my Discord tag is Thomas. Just let's cut out what we did this summer, everybody. So Anusha, go ahead, introduce yourself. Everyone here.
Hi, I'm Anusha. I'm in the room right now. My Discord tag is HelloCA.
Cool. Chris, you are, I know now I'm just, Anusha's the person in the room who I saw on Zoom. So now I can just follow the list. Chris, introduce yourself real quick if you've got mic.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Hi, everyone. I'm Chris, VP, Chris on Discord, or Too Much For You.
Nate, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Nathan? Excuse me. What's up, everyone? I'm Nathan. I go by Tonator on Discord, but I'm sure you see me as Nathan Nick. So good to see you all.
Faisal, introduce yourself.
Speak loud because you're not here.
Hey, everyone, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you on Zoom.
My name is Faisal. I'm an admin. I've been with SigPwny for like almost 2 years now.
Grace is MIA still. I'm gonna need to reach out to her. Pranav, is he here?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Anakin, introduce yourself.
All right, then. Hi everyone, I'm Anakin. I joined SigPwny earlier this year, and on Discord you can find me as Anakin.
And Husnain, I cannot believe you're still not on this sheet.
GG.
Husnain, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Nate. I'm currently in the room right now. I've been at SigPwny since the ye old days before this whole.
You've been here since Ian.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, glad to be here.
And yeah, so then what are our alumni doing? So here's just example of what some of our alumni are doing. We've got Ian, who was the president of ye old days when I was a little bitty freshman. And he's currently doing web app security at Leviathan Security Group out in Seattle. Then Ravi on Discord, and he's doing his PhD at MIT CS Artificial Intelligence Laboratory. So pretty cool. Then Quaylen, who's doing his PhD at SS Lab in Georgia Tech, which is also really, really cool. Then Encore Arxenix is also doing security work at Leviathan, and Redacted, who is doing Redacted at the NSA. And if you just want to ask, we'll tell you who that is, or you can just ask in the Discord. So how do I join SigPwny? It's kind of a big question. There's 65 Zoomers and like what, 15 people in the room. So to the 80 of you that are here, which is awesome, by the way, the fact that we've got so many people is really great. How do you join? Congratulations. You already have joined. To the people who this is their third meeting or their second meeting, you've kind of seen this shtick a little bit. That's intentional. We're kind of trying to replicate this because we want a tutorial meeting that people can refer back to that has really everything in it. So you already have joined, but if you want to join more, you can go to sigpwny.com/auth and sign in with your University of Illinois account for access to the @UIUC role in Discord. Nathan just dropped it in chat. The link is right here. These slides will be up in a bit. Let me drop it in general. So there is sigpwny.com/auth. Go there and you can become a UIUC student, get that orange role, and gain access to our UIUC only channels. So I'm gonna give everyone a few seconds to do that. Let's watch the auth logs come in. Great. Then, warning real quick before I go any further, this is the don't get arrested slide that I'm gonna have right at the start before we like really start doing stuff. At some point, you should read that link. That's the CFAA. It basically says that you cannot attack protected computers over threat of felony crimes, which can get you anything between a fine and 20 years in jail. The long story short is that if you do not have explicit permission to break into something or to attack something, do not attack it. I will also stipulate that I am not a lawyer, so any advice that I give you is not official legal advice. It is personal advice. Don't break into things. Don't do those things. If you do them, it is on you. It is not on me. It is not on SigPwny. So great example. Marcus Hutchins is a kind of controversial hacker who fixed WannaCry. This was a ransomware attack and saved the internet, but also got arrested for selling malware in past years. So real quick, we're going to do a fun exercise. Computer Security 101, breaking into the Siebel Center. So I've done this a few times before. So this is the Siebel Center. 15 or some of you are in this building right now. 70 of you, holy crap, are on Zoom, but have probably been to this building or have seen this building or are familiar with this building. How would you break into this building after hours? Yeah, I mean, a lot of us have physical access, but how would you break in after hours, after the door is locked? So questions that you've got, what are your objectives? What are you trying to do when you get in? For the purpose of this exercise, we're just going to say you want to be in the building after hours. What are your resources? What do you have? And what are the targets? What are you trying to get? That kind of goes hand in hand with objectives. And then what are the assumptions about the building that you should analyze and look at? So there's the Siebel Center. I'm going to give everyone about 5 minutes to kind of think of ideas, or not even 5 minutes. I'm going to give everyone like 2 minutes to think of ideas, talk amongst each other, drop ideas in chat.
If you're in the room, find a friend.
Yeah, if you're in the room, definitely find a friend. Great idea, Anusha. Just PM random people. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that.
Breakout rooms, good or bad idea? What do we think?
Breakout rooms. Sure. No, it's only 2 minutes. It's only 2 minutes.
We'll just spam chat then.
We'll spam chat. Just drop all your ideas in chat. And then you know what? Just Anusha, if you can start fielding people, just like have people like raise their hand and stuff, or not even raise your hand, just like
no
shout.
longer hear you, Thomas, but yeah.
Oh, is it really noisy? Just have people shout stuff out.
Cool.
So. All right, so I'm seeing some good ideas. Pretend to be a security guard. I like it. Email the chancellor, steal a security card, build a new Siebel, and then go into that one. I like that idea. Thank you, Thomas Siebel, for making that confusing for all of us. Get a mole, stand by the door and wait for someone to leave. Pick the door, blow the door up with Semtex. Enter the building before it closes and then stay inside until after hours. I like that. So these are all good ideas. Let's talk about some of the ideas that I could come up with and just how they might be impactful. Can everyone in the room kind of hear me? I don't think so.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, you can't. No, in the Zoom room, I know you can hear me.
Yeah.
But like in the physical room, you guys can hear me?
If they can't hear you, they won't respond.
I think they got excited.
What's up? The flag. I'll write it on the board in like a second.
I just pasted it.
All right.
Cool. All right, we're back. Cool. So let's go over some of the ideas that I kind of came up with. You could walk in during the day and stay until close. So get into a system when you're authenticated and then stay until you shouldn't have permission. You could wait until someone opens the door and then prop the door open. You can walk in with someone who's already authenticated as they walk into the door, or you could kind of just go up to the door and ask for someone to let you in. You could also find a door someone let open. So those are kind of like the friendly, you're not doing damage. You're, staying within the rules. If you get into the building after hours and someone asks you how you got in, you'd say that and no one would really ask any questions. Then, that's like green light. And the yellow light stuff is, some of the stuff that might be a little suspicious, like getting an authenticated card somehow. That might be fine, but it also might not be fine. You can also wait for a blackout, and hope that the door is unlocked in the case of failure. Or find an open door on a balcony and climb up. I know that the door on the 4th floor is always unlocked. So like if you can find a way to the 4th floor balcony, you can get into the building. Another way, just get a job at Siebel. So those are like, yellow light might be good, might be bad. Then we're going to the red light stuff. That's certainly bad.
Say one fun fact about yourself.
Like breaking a window or destroying the locks. Getting some interference. Cool. Can everyone still hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. So you could break a window. You could destroy the very weak locks that are on the service entrance, or you could pick the locks on the service entrance. You could run through a wall with your car. That one's kind of important because it kind of shows it's meant to show that no security is truly perfect. Like the building isn't going to be tank proof. If you hit it with enough force, it will break. Same thing kind of applies to computers. Another idea, just don't break in. There's a chance that you might not need to break in if you could get in some other way. It really depends on your objectives. So let's move on to kind of setting everybody up. That kind of gets you into the mindset of how to do security things. Now let's get you into the technical space of how to do things. So terminal, it is where things happen. Our former president Ravi came up with that quote. I think it's a good quote. So these are the terminals. There's 3 terminals. There's one right here that you can't see. My mouse is, let's turn on a laser pointer. Annotate. Mouse, can you see my mouse?
Yep.
Cool. So this is the Mac terminal. This is Ubuntu's terminal, and this is WSL. For all my Windows friends, we're going to be using WSL. That is what is going to take the most time here, and that's what we're going to be doing for the next probably 5 or so minutes. So if you have Linux, you're good to go, and you can kind of check out. If you've already done all of this, you can check out for a bit, but stick around because we're still doing some important stuff after this. So if you've got Windows or Mac OS, you got 2 options. With Mac OS, you've got a built-in terminal, and with Windows, you got WSL. And both of them also have virtual machines, but we're not going to teach everyone how to do that. If you want to do that, you can reach out to me via direct message and I can teach you. Or you can reach out to Nate or any of those people. So we've got Windows subsystem for Linux and built-in terminal. We're going to cover that one. We're going to cover Windows subsystem for Linux, and we're going to teach everyone how to install WSL1, not the new one, WSL2. We're just doing the first Windows subsystem for Linux. So if everyone is on their Windows computers right now, can I get a quick show of hands in Zoom chat actually for who needs to install, who's on a Windows computer and would still need to install WSL?
Show of hands in the room, please.
Show of hands in the room as well.
You, okay, cool.
Cool. One person, two people, three people.
We have a couple here too.
Cool. All right. So we got 4 people. Good. We're gonna do this super duper quickly, and then we're going to we're gonna cover this, and then we're going to move on. So for my friends here, Windows key, you press the Windows key and then S to bring up the search panel. And then you search up turn Windows features on or off. Once you type in the word turn, it should fill it. And then once you're there, the panel like this should show up. From there, look for Windows subsystem for Linux. I'm going to wait like 20 seconds for everyone to get there. Just like drop something in chat. There were like 4 of you in Zoom. Or if the people in the room can get someone helping them do it, that would be appreciated. How many people were in the room?
Walk around.
Yeah, just walk around. All right. So once you've clicked that on, all you need to do after that is restart your PC. So hopefully we're gonna have 4 people drop or 5 people drop, and then once you've hit restart on your PC, you'll be back. We're gonna wait 2 or so minutes for people to do that. If you need help in Zoom chat, please let us know, or you can ask for help here in our Ask for Help Here channel in Discord. So, or you can message me, or you can private message anyone. Any one of the admins or helpers. So I'm gonna give people like a minute to restart their computers. Yep, you're gonna go back 1 slide. So you do search turn Windows features on or off, and then you want to make sure that Windows subsystem for Linux is turned on. So you see how that's on? You want to make sure that it's on. And then you restart. And if it already is on, you shouldn't need to restart. No, if it says searching for required files, it shouldn't take long. Arsam, the recording will be posted in Discord Club General. It'll also be on YouTube.
Why is it so much content? Your microphone?
Someone's microphone was acting up.
We'll figure it out next time. It's a little late for now, but thank you. Oh,
You
yeah.
can do it back, I think,
Oh.
it'll be like that, it'll be everyone.
So no, if you're on a Mac, real quick, actually, if you're on a Mac, this is super easy. It's just command space, and then you search terminal, and then you're good to go. That's it. So for everyone who's on a Mac, that is all you need to do. All right. Hopefully, when people get their stuff restarted, they're going to join back into the Zoom call. So we're going to wait like 5 minutes. I'm going to pause the recording. Cool. So everybody, I'm going to those who are still joining, coming back, I have a recording. This will go up on YouTube ASAP right after this meeting is over, along with these slides will go up on our website under the tutorial meeting. So next thing you want to do for people who are actually able to restart their computer is you want to go to the Microsoft Store, and we're going to just search Ubuntu. This is a well-known popular terminal that most of us are familiar with and can support you with as you use it. So once you've got Ubuntu set up, you just click on it and install it. So that'll take a minute to install, and then it'll bring up a panel like this. So you open it up and it'll ask for a username and password for your administrative user. That you cannot have, just because of problems that I've seen, you cannot have capitalization in your username and password, or in your username. That will not work because it will cause some issue. It just won't permit it. So if you're selecting a Unix username, make sure it's all lowercase.
Yeah, because Windows is like casing sensitive.
Yeah. So macOS terminal, again, command space terminal, and then you're fine. So real quick, we had a whole kind of lesson on the file system, which is how files are stored on a technical level on your computer in our setup meeting. That is on YouTube. I will send the playlist out right after this for everyone to access. Okay, so the file system is how things are represented on your computer. I'm going to list off these commands because I want people to know them. But if you want to understand what you're doing with each one of these things, then I would really recommend going and watching that section of Sunday's meeting. So ls lists all files in your current directory. So your current directory is what folder you're currently in, basically. And then cd helps you change your current directory to whatever the directory parameter is. Important thing is there's two types of paths. There's relative or absolute path. Relative path starts where your current terminal is, and then absolute path starts at root, which is a / and it's the very top directory of your computer. Everything else is inside your root directory. So then we've got MV, which will rename a file from source to destination, which can rename the file or it can also move the file. So then we can RM, which removes a file. Please note that this is not reversible. So if you do this, you might have a problem. So then cat a file will print the contents of a file. Sometimes this prints gibberish, and if you want to explain that by messaging us about what that is, why it is gibberish, feel free to do that. And then // file will try and execute whatever is at that file's location, as if it is an executable. So then the other thing that we want to cover, because it'll be really important for doing challenges, which are a lot of what we do, is network commands. So connecting and talking with two different computers and communicating between two computers. So the first command that's really important there is NC, which is netcat. And that's a way to just directly open a TCP connection, a raw network connection at IP, whatever IP, and then on port. So you don't need the word IP. You should replace the word IP with whatever the IP is, and then you can connect to that port. So the relevant challenge there is first command -netcat. So if you go look for that challenge, you can practice doing that. So then the next thing that you're going to need to do that will be very useful is SSH, which will open a secure remote shell, and it'll run an instance of terminal as the username user, whatever you set for user, at the IP. And then it's often on a server or just someone else's computer. So for example, the Pony server or Bandit, which is the next steps for a lot of you. Then we've got ping an IP, which is a great way to see if its IP is up. This could also be firewalled. So, if it doesn't work on WSL, it might be just stuck with a firewall, stuck behind a firewall. So then curl is a network access tool that's mainly used to access websites and get the raw HTML responses from websites. That's mainly what you're going to use it for the time being. And then wget is a simplified version of curl that'll automatically save the file to the response to a file. So again, got a quick demo for people in the room. This might not really work with Zoomers unless you're on campus and under the campus VPN. But even then, it might be a little weird. So we'll do this demo at the very next meeting when we're in person. If anyone wants to see this demo, it's really, really cool. Actually, I can do this on my own computer with 2 instances of terminal. So I'm going to stop the share and I'm going to resume the share at Ubuntu. And then, can everyone see my Ubuntu?
Yep.
Is it big enough? Like if I do hello, hi, can you read it?
You're sharing, you're not typing in the terminal you're sharing.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Oh, it says it's paused. How about now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, is this readable?
No,
Yes.
kind of.
Yeah.
Is the font too small?
Oh, no.
I think it's fine.
It's fine.
All right, is this better?
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. So let's open up. Nope, not TMXU. That was a thing. TMXU. Wow. So this is TMUX. It's Terminal Multiplexer. It is a way to do some cool stuff with like splitting your terminal. If you want to see more about this, we're going to have a meeting on Sunday that I believe Anusha's running that's going to cover all of these things. So all of them are super valuable. And we're going to have the meeting on Sunday that's going to cover all of those things. So let's get to it. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do netcat and then tac L -L. And then let's do 1337. And then let's do netcat localhost, which is another term for you, like your computer, and then 1337. And now nothing's happening right now, but if I type something, it shows up in the other screen. So I've created a communication method between these 2 processes via networking. So this actually doesn't just work on my computer. This can work with any 2 computers on the same network, or technically, maybe any 2 computers on the global internet. So I could open my Pi up and just have people send things to it. That'll be a demo for another day. But anyway, as you can see, when I sent the Control-C, it also sent the Control-C over here. So it killed both instances of it. No, this does not use any kind of encryption by default. This is a raw TCP socket. So when I sent hello from the computer to the other computer, you can see that. We're going to have a lesson on networking where we will teach all of those things. So we're going to do a new share and we're going to go back to the other slides. We're going to go back to the week 1 tutorial meeting. Can everyone see it? All good. The tac L means listen is lowercase l for listen. Cool. So let's get into kind of like the big 5 things or big 6 things that are the big overarching topics. This is new content for people who went to the previous 2 meetings. This is new stuff. So there's a bunch of different topics of security. The first one that we're going to talk about is RE, reverse engineering. What is it? It's basically analyzing an app without its source code. So great examples, TikTok privacy issues and antiviruses. Where can you go to learn about this? There's some good old PowerPoints. You can also look at IDA. You can also look at Ghidra. And who can you talk to learn these things would be Chris and Nathan. So would be definitely reach out to them on Discord. They can help you a ton. So then Pwn. What is Pwn? Pwn is exploiting executables often that you have reverse engineered to generally achieve some goal. The really famous example of this is like a buffer overflow. So if you ever heard of a buffer overflow before, that is pretty classic Pwn. Other examples are just opening up shells, reverse shells, which is something we will cover, printf exploits, etc., etc., etc. So where can you go to learn this? Stick around in SigPwny. We're gonna teach you. We're gonna have meetings to teach you, and then you can go to Hack the Box, which is a little harder, but also is great practice material. And then who can you talk to learn these things would be Chris, Nathan, Ravi, really anyone in SigPwny can help teach you the basics of those things. So the next stuff is web. This is really one of the more approachable things here, approachable large fields of security. And what that is you are exploiting services or platforms or just websites that are mostly based on the web. So some of the more complicated examples are SQL, CRSF, and XSS. That's an alphabet soup. But what we're going to start with next week is actually just web frameworks and how to look at websites from a security perspective. So that's going to be like looking at hidden things on the website, how to properly use inspect element, etc., etc., etc. And then who can you talk to learn this? Nathan and Encore are two great resources to learn this. And then for alumni, Quaylen and Ian as well would be great resources to learn this. And really just reach out just at all the helpers and say like, hey, like I need help. Can someone help me with this? And someone will reach out to you. You should also go to Natas by Over the Wire, and that will start helping you with this. So then crypto or cryptography or encryption is secret communication and protecting the confidentiality of your data and the integrity of your data. So making sure that the only two people who can see the message is the person who's sending it and the person who's receiving it, and then making sure that the message isn't tampered with. So some examples are a Caesar cipher or a password hashing or HTTPS and the TLS protocols, which are things that the modern internet is based off of. So where can you go to learn this? We've got crypto challenges and we've got the Python library for cryptography. Then who can you talk to learn this? Anakin, Husnain. Oh, there's more crypto people now. We have more crypto people now. It's good. I just don't have their names on the list. You can also reach out to Jesse or Encore as well. He's not on this list. So yeah, CS173 is useful for something. It's crypto. Then forensics. So forensics is the act of investigating digital content to gather information about various stuff. And that examples there are disk analysis, memory analysis, network forensics. Where can you go to learn that? There's two good links. And who can you talk to learn this? I would probably be the best person to talk to learn about digital forensics, but also Dylan on Discord knows a fair amount about digital forensics. And then networking. Networking, really quickly, that's just when computers talk to each other. How can you attack it and how can you strengthen them? Watch Wireshark ports. Take CS438 if you want to learn more about it. And then if you want to talk to someone, definitely talk to me. That networking is my strong house. So I really know a lot about networking. I'm currently doing research with the professor who teaches networking here on campus. So that's computer networking, not like business networking. That's another important thing that you will need though. And then OSINT, that's my other like fun hobby-ish wheelhouse. That is the act of gathering information about people or like organizations through public or semi-public legal generally sources. Like usually these are all 100% legal. Some of them are like in the gray, like, voter records and stuff like that, but it's all not going to get you arrested. This information can then be used later when you're doing like a pen test or something like that. So great examples, finding someone's LinkedIn, to finding their personal website, to finding their personal email, or figuring out just what information you could use to generate like a password list. Great places here. CyberSock Wales is a great OSINT CTF. OSINT framework is a great place to learn like the fundamentals. And then I've made like 3 different suites of OSINT challenges if you want to go do practice. There's one for UAU CTF 2020, there's one for UAU CTF 2021, and there's one exclusive to our internal CTF. And there will probably be a new suite for the fall CTF. So definitely go try those out if that's something you're interested in. And then who can you talk to learn about this, learn more about this? Talk to me. OSINT is definitely the most approachable security thing. It requires the least amount of deeply technical skill, and it can be some of the most fun you can have. But also, don't OSINT people who haven't given you permission to OSINT them, because it's not illegal, but it can leave bad tastes in people's mouths because it's like a little creepy. So, you know, be careful with this skill, just like you're going to be careful with every other skill that we teach you. So everything else, there's a lot of security. The point of this slide is to kind of just teach you that there's a lot of security stuff. There's hardware, there's social engineering, physical security, phishing, OS hacking, password cracking. That's just a very small example of everything. Where can you go to learn all of these things? Stick around here and come to SigPwny meetings. And who can you talk to learn a lot of this stuff? Me, I kind of just know random security things. So if you want to learn about phishing, if you want to learn about misinformation and disinformation, physical security, operational security, all of that stuff, reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. I'm up almost all of the time to like unhealthy hours. So if you want to talk to me, I'll probably respond to you within a few minutes. So who can you talk to learn this? I'll probably have people try and fish me this year, which will be interesting. So then who can I talk to learn this? With hardware and OS, you can also talk to Nathan and Ravi. And Nate also knows a bunch of really cool stuff about just like really random stuff as well. Like he made a ROP chain compiler, which is the craziest thing that just in the world. So, you know, reach out to him if you want to learn more about that or what that is. Also, we've got people who do AI research. So Anusha, who's standing right there, give everyone a wave. Anusha does AI security. So like, so cool. If you're interested in that, definitely reach out to Anusha. Cool. Here are the next steps. We can go to Bandit. So this is the command you'll want to run to connect to Bandit, or just go to Bandit 0 on ctf.sigpwny.com. I break this down for you, but there's a few more slides in the last 10 minutes that I want to go to. And I'm going to pause the share, go to standard meetings, go back to our info session meeting so we can talk about opportunities, so we can really get everything covered in here at one meeting. Can everyone see the screen that says opportunities and how we have a lot of them? All good here? Just give me a thumbs up or a spam chat or a yell in the room. Perfect. So SigPwny opportunities, we have a lot. What can you do within SigPwny to help us? What can we provide for you? Let me first say that everything in here, including being at this meeting, is optional. It's completely voluntary. This is not a class. There's no need to show up to every meeting. There's no need to do any of these opportunities. So if you want to do them, you can. They're called opportunities for a reason. You don't have to do them. Yeah. So first big opportunity that we're going to do is research. So it's 1 credit hour. You do a security project, and then you write a paper. And at the end, maybe, we're going to have a presentation, maybe, and we'll give you credit. It's kind of like a class, but really you're just doing a project for the semester. That's the closest thing that we have to a class, because, you're actually doing credit, but really it's very much directed by you. You figure out when you're going to do stuff. You figure out what you're going to do. If you're interested in that, reach out to us. I'm going to start to really push that within the next week or so, because I want to get that information off to our staff sponsor, who is going to be Professor Andrew Miller this semester. It's his second semester doing it. You do need to get something done. Sam, who did research last semester, said you do need to get something done, but it is fun and we try and keep it relaxed. Cool thing for those who have already done research, you can do research twice. You heard me, 2 times before you are done with your sophomore year. So we will be doing it this semester. We will also be doing it next semester. If that's something you're interested in doing and you're a sophomore, definitely do it. If you're a junior or above, we can figure something out, reach out to me. Thank you, Husnain, for the link to Bandit. That's what we're going to be telling everyone to do later tonight. So, projects. We've got lots of projects. I see the DM, Michael. Yes, if you are a grad student, we will also figure something out. Yes, if you are a PhD, we will figure something out. I can't make promises. I cannot make promises, but we'll try. We will try. And you know what? What happens, happens. So, projects. PonyBot is a Discord bot that's been worked on for a while now. We want to expand it with more security features. We're also working on things like fuzzers or network environment templates or challenge development templates, just as we own the website chow.dev. So if you want to like make a template for challenge development, you can send it to me and then we can upload it to chow.dev. So like a C, if you want to make a challenge in C, that would be a great thing to do. We have a template for you at cskel for cskeleton.chow.dev. And that'll just give you everything you need to run a challenge based in C. You can also come up with a project and we can make a repository for you and make you a contributor to it. So you can just, make a project if it's security related. It doesn't have to be for credit. And then you can also help manage our website or our server if you're interested in doing that. Every single one of these things can probably go on your resume, but don't just do it for the resume. Ultimately, do it because you want to do it. Because if you do it for the resume, it'll suck the fun out of it and it'll suck the passion out of it. But it also, it looks good. I'm not going to tell you that it doesn't look good. So some other things that we're doing. Bug Bounty and Pwn to Own. It's generally invite only, so we will reach out to you for these things. But if you're interested, demonstrating that you are interested might help us reach out to you. So, what we're doing here is we're doing research on real software. So we're doing like just actual real life software that's what we're doing. Potentially we could find 0 days and potentially you can even make money. And then lastly, we do social events. As the semester goes, we're going to see how that develops with COVID, but we're going to definitely be doing online social events, 100%. We will do real social events as long as, like you're vaccinated and you've got negative tests, or you're like, if you have building access, we'll go with like, yeah, you're good and you can come to meetings. So questions. Nope, that's the wrong slide set. Let's go back to presenting. So next thing you want to do, go try out Bandit. We've got the slides there. We've got all the stuff there. Let's hype up our next 2 meetings. So the weekend seminar for this meeting is important terminal commands. It will be run Sunday at 2 p.m. and Anusha will be running it. So Anusha, give another wave. So that's going to be all the stuff like grep, file, xxd, find, everything that I've listed there. It'll all be really valuable during CTF, and that'll be our first, that meeting will have our first actual solidified challenges at it for the year. So like actual security related challenges are going to start this weekend. It will be, so weekend meetings are going to be like hybrid. We'll always have a Zoom link no matter what. It'll always at least be on Zoom, but depending on who is running it and how they want to run it, it could be all Zoom. It could also be all in person, or it could also have it could also have a physical room. So that's what's going on there. And then next Thursday will be Web Hacking 1. That'll be our very first web hacking meeting. Probably Nathan will be running that, probably. So that's going to generally be an introduction to the internet, along with like hidden contents on web pages, and then important tools and tricks for learning web hacking. So like Inspect Element, the network panel, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, does anyone have any questions? I'm going to stop the share. I am going to switch to, I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to stop the recording. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Again, make sure to like and subscribe. Why am I doing an outro? I hate this. I don't know. Just the next meeting, you're probably watching this on a playlist. So have a great night.